Evening, you fine sheddies.
Evening, evening, good evening, everybody.
I think we hope we're live. Yeah, we are.
We are
Get
live.
this
We
one
are
down.
live.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
first
live.
technical error. Right, let me get that down.
Well, it's good to be here. Oh,
Well, at least we've got the earphones. We've got the earphones.
Yeah,
Microphone
I'm on mine.
sorted. No echo.
Something I've immediately noticed since we've been about 3 weeks, we've been doing other things, or Rob's been busy. I've been doing other things. Is dark. It's
I
dark
know.
outside.
It's
What
terrible,
is that
isn't it?
all about?
And it's getting colder.
It's getting cold.
It was
yeah.
23. It was 23 degrees the other day, wasn't it? 23, 24 degrees. Fantastic day. What was it? Tuesday.
Fantastic.
And it was in the Midlands anyway. And then today,
it's been warm down here.
14,
it's been warm down
13.
here. It still is warm down here, actually, but it's just
always is though, isn't it? It stays a little bit longer. Drags out. The summer drags out a little bit longer down that neck.
I'll get a couple of extra days, maybe a week. Maybe a week.
I've got my new boiler being fitted next week, so I can't come too soon. But saying that, I haven't got all the radiators in, so I've probably got 3 radiators on the go at the minute. With
amazing.
But anyway, how was the cruise, mate?
Cruise. Well, yes. So for those that didn't know,
Captain Mark,
I didn't just disappear and do nothing. I went on holiday, so I went on a cruise.
Well deserved.
I went on the ship. Bloody hell, it's massive. I mean, I've been on this is my 4th cruise, so it's not like I'm a seasoned cruiser. I've it's number 4 that I've done in cruises, but it is becoming my holiday of choice, both in what you can do and cost and all sorts of things. But incredible, the ship. I mean, it just really a beautiful ship, spacious, loads to do. I mean, the shows you're going to each night, they're West End shows. It's like going to the West End, and yet it's all part of what you're having.
So 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Went from Southampton. P&O Arvia is the ship. If anyone wants to Google it, they could probably you'll see pictures of it straight away. P&O Arvia. It's big, but 2 weeks from Southampton to Italy. And back again via and half a dozen ports.
Yeah, the little islands. Minorca, I think, was one of them.
Yeah, we went to Parma, went to Parma, went to Marseille in the south of France, went to Florence and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I did the obligatory.
I've done it. I did it a few months ago. You have to do it.
Yeah, I had to.
Did you see it?
I don't know whether I've seen your picture, and I've obviously.
Do you know what? I was surprised how cheap it was to eat out there as well. We had a restaurant literally below the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Wow.
Nice, solid. Probably because it was so cheap, because you're underneath the side road right in front of it.
Now I'm looking for the picture. It's like, here we go.
Yeah, go on, get it up.
Well, I'll see if I can. I'll have to show it on
I'll just say hello to a few people while we're doing this. Hello, Jim. Hello, Ruffle Reddy, Fred, Adam, Anthony Griffin, Sean, Frank, Rod Harris, Ida's Dream, Sean mentioned him, Lee Stevenson, and who else we got here? Ken Haley, Reggie, hello Reggie, Ian, I think that's everyone at the moment. So yeah, thanks for joining in again. And if you are watching and you haven't seen this before, it's literally a free-for-all. We talk about sheds, DIY, whatever comes up really. Leaning Towers of Pisa's, Florence. Florence was a really nice place. Have you been to Florence? There we go. Let me find mine.
There we go. I'm showing it on me there, so I don't know you can see I'm blocking myself out, but there it is.
There you are.
Doing me obligatory.
Where's mine? I've got one. I don't want to find out. It's probably way far back. It was a couple of months ago now. But did you get the little statue? Did you get the little statue?
Yeah, I got a little statue. Me and my wife, we collect. We little thing we do. Lots of people collect like fridge magnets and things. We collect every different places we go. We've got a right little collection going on. It has to be like a couple of euros. So it's a cheap bit of tat from somewhere that says the name. So
real chintzy stuff you wouldn't have on display. Yeah,
no, you wouldn't.
I like that sort of thing.
Yeah, actually, we've got quite a few of them. And they actually are creating quite a look, but they're all they have to be cheap. We can't spend a lot of money on it. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit of a thing. So we search different things. So when we go to a place that we go to, wherever it is, then we search to find something that's just a little bit, you know, because otherwise you end up with the same stuff, even just with changing the name. So,
did you get the guys coming round pretending to shake your hand, but then passing you a bracelet and all that sort of thing? Saying,
we were warned about it, but we didn't.
No, every 5 minutes. You literally have to just not shake anyone's hand.
Yeah, because they put it on you and then demand.
Put it on you. Yeah.
Then demand you pay for it. So no, we didn't. We were warned about that.
Well, I was interested to see what actually happens when they do put it on, because they say, it's free, like it'd be a bundle or something. And I was watching, was out eating food in a restaurant, and this guy come along with his wife, and he accepted it, and he says it's free. So he put it on. And I thought, what happens now then? So he literally followed him for, I don't know, 300 yards till he got to the point where he just took it off, done all he was saying, and gave it back to him. But God loves a try, don't they? But you don't need it when you're trying to appreciate the.
And you just don't trust anybody. But we had
Florence as well. You went to the bridge. Did you?
Yes, the gold bridge, the jewelry bridge.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Incredible. I've got pictures of that as well.
Beautiful setting.
We're just walking around and you stumble on it, don't you? Nobody told me to go there, but we went there. Incredible. I stood in front of the David, which is a copy, apparently, in the square, actually not far from the gold bridge.
That's right. I know what you mean. Was they still working on the David on the horse? Were they still working on that? Because they had scaffolding round 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Think so.
2 or 3 months ago.
So. No. But they were,
they must have finished.
So I stood next to David. I asked my wife, do I look as good? Obviously not.
Oh dear.
See there, Adam has just said there, I have a collection of fridges. I have 300, looking for a big magnet to put them all on. Brilliant. I'm loving that. Absolutely loving that. Let me just,
Yeah, get about. You worked out to do that now,
I'm just going to start there.
There we are. Hey!
Yeah, that's from Adam. Absolutely brilliant.
Technical
Look at
stuff,
that.
this.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look through the comments now.
Yeah.
See if there's anything else on there we might have missed. But go on, sorry, mate.
No, I'm just looking through the comments there that we can, jump on and do anything.
So for the last, while you were off, Mark, we had a guy on from Alien Audio talking about IPAs, that sort of thing. And I've seen this sort of videos on Instagram before and YouTube where they open cans and they sip them and they say, look at the colour of this and the cloudiness and this and how much hoppy it is. I don't think I did my research that well, really, because what a lot of people don't know is at the end of that video, I was almost falling off the back of my chair. It really was, because I was stupid
on the video.
I was stupid. I literally had. A lot of you might say I'm a lightweight, but it must be because it's the IPAs and different varieties. But I had 3 pints, and I was smashed.
Did he send them to you? Did he send them?
No, he said. We said before the video, before the stream, what do you suggest? And I'll go and buy them, and you can open the same. But I think he was probably sipping them a little bit. I was just necking them down. I'm not used to IPAs. I'm not. They went down like one.
When you're tasting, you're not supposed to throw everything back.
I'm Neanderthal when it comes to things like that. That's why I say I normally drink Budweiser. And like,
brilliant.
So we had him on. Then we've been off for a couple of weeks, and I've had home renovations going on, so I've been up to a neck in it. And we was just having a quick chat before we came on, actually, about the tools that are handy to use and how good it is to have.
Yes.
I mean, there's many tools as you can afford within your budget, but it's good to lay your hands on something, and it makes life so much more easier. And sometimes it's worth biting the bullet a little bit and think, I'm going to invest in that because I will use it again. And I was just saying that, obviously, you hear the expression, a bad workman blames his tools, but I think a good workman has the right tools around them. I just remember years ago where I used to do this sort of thing and get by on just the worst quality tools at hand. And it was never an easy thing to do, just getting by using the wrong tool for the wrong application. And it just, up to now, apart from the wife complaining every day how much dust there is, then it's going quite well. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it. We had earth on the ground for the last 2 weeks waiting for the concrete pour. I had a bit of an issue with the insulation coming in and whatever else. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I was just interested in anyone else got the same, that they can lay their hand on a tool and think, I can use that. That's perfect for the job. And it just makes life a lot more easier.
It 100% does. I mean, I think when I'm not always buying tools, but whenever I'm on a job, and actually I think, okay, I need this to do it, I'm not going to skimp and try and get by without not having the right tool if I need a certain tool, because your life is just, it's difficult. It's just difficult. Now, I know budget sometimes means that you can't do it. So, you know, there is there's a healthy dose of realism there around budget and affordability. But if you're going to do a job yourself, in fact, which I'm going to upload a video tomorrow. One of the things, a little job I needed to do was a fence post has broken, one of my fence posts. Now, easy for me because I do fencing and I can do that. I've got all the tools, but I've done the video about, you know, you could save yourself some money. It's not difficult to dig out an old fence post and replace it with a new one. You fix your fence, particularly coming up to winter, autumn and winter, storms coming. And I've done a little video because I did this last Sunday morning. Did the job, but one of the things I said is, now obviously I was using some tools that maybe some people haven't got, like a breaker, and I used my my recip saw. So you may or may not have these, but what I was saying on the video is, and what I will be saying on the video tomorrow is that you can go and hire these things.
Exactly. I was just going to mention that.
A lot less than if you hire someone like me in. And I said that on the video, that actually I might be doing myself out of a job here, because I'm telling people, don't hire me. Or someone like me. It's having the confidence, or you think, well, I haven't got the tools, so that's why. But actually, you can go and hire these tools for actually not a lot of money. You have to pay a deposit.
That's very true. Very true. I needed a whacker plate or a vibrating plate, and I've always been familiar with the petrol ones. Yeah, and I've used them many times when I'm laying down patios or whatever. And I thought, well, it's indoors because I've took this floor out and I'm whacking the floor in. I don't really want a petrol one. Then I realised you can get electric ones, so I hired an electric one for the weekend. It's about, I don't know, 40 quid, something like that.
What you have to do is pay a deposit, which you get back.
Correct.
So you do have to. So don't be scared off by the deposit, because they're a hire company, so they want a deposit. Because if you
a lot of them have damage waivers as well.
Yes,
a lot of them do damage waivers, so you can pay a little bit extra, and you'll cover your. It's like hiring a car, isn't it? You can cover yourself if you're worried about something.
If you're worried about something, but most people, you'll have. There are plenty of tool hire places in your area where you live, and then you can. It's actually then. Oh, okay, I could actually do this.
Yeah, there's a fine line, though, I think. Hiring's a great idea, but it depends how long you want it for, because my instant thing is to go on Gumtree or eBay and look where I can get a second-hand one, a fairly good quality one, and is it in good condition? I might pay it up for 20 quid. In fact, I did that with that breaker that I was using. It's a Titan. I think they're about 80 quid, 90 quid new. Funnily enough, I've already got one. It's a long story, but the drill action stopped working on it, and the chisels were popping out the end of the chuck.
Yeah,
which still works, but it's a bit fiddly because you having to put your hand out. Anyway, it was coming up to the dig out, and I thought I had enough spades and shovels, and I thought, I need another one. So I looked on Gumtree, and I found a shovel down the road for 5 quid. And I think, you can't go wrong. It probably cost 25 quid new, and I don't mind nipping out and paying 5 quid. Went around to this guy's house, and he was selling a few other tools as well. And I said, what else you got? Anyway, I went to this shed, and he's got a breaker in there. And he says, I said, how much you want for this? And he's got all the chisels, all the drill bits, 20 quid. I thought, snap your hand off. I also got I got some quick clamps as well off him. And fantastic. So I was well happy with that. So I've got 2 now, one that partially works and one that does actually work. And I'm glad, actually, because it's got a really good drill on it. And I was putting the vent pipe in from the front room, which is still wooden floors that I'm insulating underneath, and then this pipe's going to the outside wall, visqueen down on top, and then the insulation. So I didn't go for the Celotex stuff. I went for the 4-inch standard polystyrene, the jab light. And then I used the guy who poured the concrete actually suggested this, said just put a thin layer of polythene over the top, because what he finds is when you pump in concrete on, if there's no polythene on top, it can actually dribble down the side and lift the polystyrene up, and it ends up floating to the top. So just put a sheet over it. And then I used, I don't know if anyone's watching that has actually done this before, but it's the first time I've done it. I've seen similar done before. And then I used 10 mil foam all the way around the outside for expansion, because obviously concrete expands. And it worked out well. The concrete poured the other day, and it's just about set now. So are you digging a bunker like Colin Furs? Have you seen that recent video? He's just uploaded one. I think it's called Too Much Colin Furs, behind the scenes, where he's showing the dig out. He's got to the front drive now.
Yeah, he has. I'm probably like lost of us, because he's so massive. He's got, I mean, into the, I don't know how many millions, 12, 13, 14 million followers, subscribers. I mean, it's just enormously, very much a full-time YouTuber. You know, that's his job.
But he's likable, isn't he?
He's likable. It's interesting. I saw an architect, a professional architect, doing a critique on his tunnel, but he's just amazing. So yeah, are you digging a are you digging digging down?
It felt like it. I had some help on the Saturday to break out and then dig out, because it needs to go down really 10 inches, because the floor is the earth is absolutely solid. So I whacked that in, didn't use hardcore.
Yeah.
And then use blinding, where you put the sand, 2 inches of sand over the top, and then that just gives it its level, so you get the level. Which I used my laser. These are fantastic. 4-position. You must use these, Mark.
I've got one. I got sent one by Lasgu. So a video is going to come out, a video, but that will be so I'm just putting that out there. I'm starting to get a few companies are getting in touch with me. I bet. Yeah, so I've obviously... And
congratulations on 4,000 subscribers as well, mate.
Yeah, I'm obviously hitting some sort of threshold, because there you go. It's a green laser like yours, not a red laser. It's a green, which you can see it in sunlight. So I am starting to be obviously picked up and noticed, and I'll see how that goes. I've taken a couple of things where they've sent them, and I've done some videos, and I've noticed. But what's interesting, I noticed when people have sent me, it doesn't take long to just do a quick YouTube search on that, and you'll see quite a few people. So there are certain companies at certain times obviously decide to look out to who is around. It makes absolute sense, because they're hitting a lot of people. So the only hassle from my perspective, well, this is how I view it, so I'll see how it goes going forward, is I then have to obviously do a video about it and do something about it. So you want to do it relative justice, because somebody is essentially giving you something that's worth 100 quid, 150 quid, or whatever. So you want to do it justice. But yeah, it's interesting. It's starting to happen with my channel, and I'm not quite sure where it will go with that. But
I think it's sees it with both hands. It's appropriate to your channel as well. It's completely in line. And the way I see it is, if you get some freebie, like given, you, in my opinion, is, would you use it and would you buy it? If you do, then it's a good bit of kit.
Well, the next a job coming up, it will be 100%. I'll be using it. Yeah. And I talked about that, particularly with the laser digital stuff, because I'm a bit of a dinosaur and old school. It's a bit of a crossover, and I still go back to losing a level. And and I said that on the video of this laser level, I will use it. It's not that I'll disregard all my levels and just use this. I won't. But it's how you integrate that into things like digital stuff and new tools that you've just never used. So, and I know coming up, I've got a job coming up in November. I start in November, that I will be using the laser level. So,
and you'll continue to use it. Continue to use it, and I was quite happy. I don't know if yours is the same, but you charge the battery up. I left it on permanently when I was trying to get the levels. By the time it's run out, you charge the other battery that comes with it as well, and it's ready to go. So you can leave it on permanently, which is going to help no end, putting up shelves for doors, for chasing out.
Is that a self-leveling one as well?
Yeah.
And one that you can set it so you can make your own line.
So when it's there, right, when it's not beeping, it's level, because it's got a little gyro in there.
That's it.
So you can see it. But when you move it to the side, it's not beeping. When you get it perfectly level.
Is that a 360 one? 360 level?
Yeah, 360,
Yeah,
and it's
360
also
all the way
got
around. Yeah.
4 positions as well, which is great. Let me
Yeah,
turn that on.
amazing. Yeah, it's the same as what
Four
I've got.
positions. The good thing about it is, as well, generally you're going to be putting 100 mil of insulation, 100 mil of concrete. It's 100 mil from the top layers to the bottom, so you can literally set where your top of your floor is going to be, where the insulation is going to start, and where the insulation ends, if you like. So I love it. I think it's great. It's fairly robust. I dropped it once. It's a little rubber on the outside, which sort of takes a bit of impact. But you get a little level with it. It wasn't that expensive. I might do a little thing on it when I've used it a bit longer, but right. So we've got some. I think we've got some comments coming through. I don't know.
Oh,
I can't
we've got loads. Right, just loads. Which is what's lovely. I'm just putting this up here from Ian because he's spinning the wheel of A to Z tools.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Can we name a tool that begin with J? Small size, medium size, and large size. So small, medium, large. What is a tool that begins with J?
Jig. I suppose it's
jig.
jig.
Well, jigs come. Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
Jack.
Jack, of course, yeah.
Jack things up.
Come on, see, is anyone putting any comments in? Come on, people, I reckon.
I'm looking down.
There's going to be some really imaginative ones, I'm sure.
Jointing
plane, Adam said.
Yeah.
Jointing plane. Oh, jackhammer. God, yeah, they all call
jackhammer.
Jack plane.
Yeah.
J-cloth, yeah. Jackhammer again. Mark, did mention you, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what? This is why YouTube's so good. If you put something out, they guarantee that you come out with loads of answers. And this is why.
Well,
sometimes we could put questions out that not I'm struggling with, but it might be
J-cloth.
J-cloth, yeah,
no. Brilliant.
Is a question for everybody. Is jam sandwich, right? I've got a conservatory at the back of the house, and the floor I want to get level. So we've got wooden floorboards going to be insulated. The next floor goes into the kitchen, which is the concrete pour, which is exactly the same height. Then it goes into a conservatory. Now I'm doing a low threshold door, double doors, French doors, that connects into the conservatory, but I want to get the levels right. Now I poured the slab for the conservatory many, many years ago, completely unlevel, complete disaster. But what I did, I packed it out with timber to get the level right. And I've used it like that for years with lino on top, like a vinyl, which has worked okay. But I'm going to take that wood up now because it started to break up. So what I was thinking of doing, first of all, I was going to do like a pour, like a self-leveling pour into there, like a liquid pour without any aggregate in there. And then the flooring guy, she said, why don't you just ply line it, like overfloor it? Now, my thoughts are it's about 2 inches, more or less. So I was going to use visqueen, the DPC polythene, on the floor.
Self-leveling.
No, just the polythene.
Oh, on the polythene.
Yeah,
okay,
just polythene. Yeah. Just to go up the sides because it's one course of bricks. I built this conservatory years ago.
Yes,
so
no, sorry, I'm on something else. I'm on something
else.
No, yes, you DPC.
So black, DPC, black polythene.
DPC, black polythene. Visqueen is your DPC. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. So, and then to level out, bring up the sides, then use plywood. Now, the reason I'm thinking of this next thing is because I did the same for my shower tray, is use expanding foam underneath the ply, like a marine ply. Say if I get it to the right height, or maybe put little chocks underneath it so it can find the level, because the floor's all over the place. So I'm thinking of put chocks strategically so I get the board right. Put the expanding foam down first, lay them on top. Then it's get a little bit of insulation. There's not much to play with, and I'm not hoping for miracles. It's never going to be completely warm in there. But I can't see a problem with it. And I just wondered what everyone's thoughts were, if anyone's done anything similar, or have you got a better idea? As I say, it's probably just under 2 inches I've got to bring it up to, thereabouts, before the laminate floor that's going to go on top.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my
idea. You've got your DPC
idea.
underneath. You've got your DPC down the very bottom.
Yeah, and then so that's going to go down.
You haven't put it down yet.
Surprisingly well sticks, of course, and you can bring it to the right height. When I was putting the shower tray in, which is solid, by the way,
I've never used the expanding foam for leveling or for bringing up for height, but I mean, I use expanding foam on
floorboards.
Yeah.
So I'm just interested if anyone's got any. Let's have a look, see if anyone's got any Self-leveling
Adams.
screed. That's what Adam said. Yeah, that's what I
Which
first
is what
thought.
I was thinking. You could buy flooring. You know, you pour it. As you pour it, it finds its level.
It does,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
does. So it's a liquid. So self-leveling screed. So if you screed it and you put that down, which is what I've used on with Andy, who I work with, and you put that down, and it finds.
I
its
saw
level.
it. Yeah.
So you put that down, and then it finds it before you lay your floor on top. So you put that you pull it all around. It's in liquid form and it sets, but because it's liquid, it flows. It's self-leveling.
Yeah. What was that thickness of that when it was set? Probably about 5 mil, 10 mil.
Yeah, about 4 mil.
See,
Mil.
what I could
4
do is
mil.
do that self-level screed first instead of chocking the underside of these plywood sheets. Is lay it with a screed, then put the DPC visqueen. So it's completely flat. Then still do the same with expanding foam, and then the plywood on top. I'm trying to get as much heat as I can into there. I know it's not much to play with, but
are you not putting insulation in the floor? You're not.
There's not enough room.
There's not
in the
room.
floor. Not in the conservatory. Obviously, I've done it in the house, but it's just in the conservatory bit. I'm just trying to get as much heat as I can there without digging out the floor. It's on a slab, and you know, in probably a few years, I might take it down and put an extension up anyway. So, yeah, that's my idea anyway. So, if anyone's got any ideas on that, much appreciated.
Brilliant. Most people are going for the self-leveling, which is where most people are sitting with this.
Ian,
Reggie.
Self-leveling, yeah. Oh, Reggie, while you're on, let me show you this. You might have seen this. We watch a channel called Scoutcrafter. I don't know if you've seen it, Reggie, Mark. But this guy is just a whiz at so many things when it comes to tools and tooling and what he makes. Anyway, one of his videos was talking about a multimeter, the automatic multimeter.
Right, yeah.
Now, you must use them occasionally just to find out. Right, this is a question for you. Do you not use multimeters because you're not an electrician, as I'm not?
Probably.
It's too hard to work out.
I haven't got one. I haven't got a multimeter, and the reason is anything electrics, anything with cables, I bring in my good friend Chris. Chris, his name is. If I need anything doing, then he'll come and do it. The same with plumbing. I just stick to what I do, and so I know lots of us can do that. But obviously, if I'm doing a job for someone, I can't touch it because I'm.
Yeah, well, this one, just so you know, and I always put off a multimeter because I know what all the settings do, but it's just remembering how to get whatever. Anyway, this is automatic. You literally turn it on. It comes on. Oh, is the battery gone flat? I know. Right, it comes on. So Reggie's got one of these as well, and they're only about 15 quid. I think probably less than that, $12.99. So it's auto, so it can measure voltage, DC and AC, without even changing any settings.
Ian, I tried to use a multimeter to understand why the kettle wasn't working.
Yeah, that's right. So you can do the voltage from AC and DC. I'll tell you it is without changing any settings. Continuity. So if you want one end of a cable to another, we know where it's going.
Yeah.
So you're working on cars or houses or whatever. It's got a little light on the back, and it's also got a detector for detecting behind walls as well to see if there's live cables there. So I think if anyone's partially into electrics, this is a nice bit of kit. Obviously, do your own homework first, but I think for the money, I think Reggie was really impressed with it as well. Tessman is made by. But anyway, I thought I'd show you that.
I when it comes to electrics and other trades, I just obviously because I steer clear for obvious reasons because I'm not qualified. Now would I? And the last time I did do some electrics in my house,
yeah,
but I ended up rewiring it that different lights are coming on in different parts of the house.
That's what our house was like. Our house was the same.
I was like. My darling wife said, "Never again. Don't you ever touch the electrics." I'm banned from touching.
We put up with.
Swore I did it right, but I obviously didn't. I swore I wired it back in the way I thought. I even took bloody photographs. I didn't.
When you understand how it works, it's when you have a switch that operates another same room. Two switches operate one room.
Yeah.
without going into detail, because I don't understand it all myself anyway, but you've got a switch feed and then you've got the live going into the light socket itself and the switch feed coming out that you can switch your positive off and on and all this lot. Well, our house was the same for years. For years, each button was doing, each switch was operated in a different room. So diverted it and it's working fine now. Touch wood.
That's hilarious, isn't it? So touch wood. I could learn like anything I could learn, but I don't need to. I don't think I need to at the moment, so that's fine. I've got enough I learn and do. So yeah, it's cool.
Any more questions or comments on there? Oh, our friend Alicio is in from Brazil again. Oh, Alicio.
Amazing, lovely to have.
And that must be hard because I think he's through a translator as well to understand what we're saying in my dulcet tones. It must be a nightmare.
Well, who's been doing? Because obviously Rob and I, in between things, Rob's been doing up his house. So who's been doing any home DIY stuff? Who's been doing that? And particularly as you think about doing maybe things for the, to get the jobs done that you need doing for the winter or the autumn and winter. So what's that? Ian has just put up a task. I need to see, where is it? There's, I think it's this one.
Where is it?
Task, Rob and Mark. Halloween is at the end of the month. You must carve a pumpkin and only use tools, power or hand, and fasteners. Okay. Right, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Right, okay.
Do you normally do a pumpkin?
Not generally, no. So I've never.
Oh, don't you?
I've ever done. I don't think I've ever carved a pumpkin. No.
I do really. I'm surprised about that.
Don't think I have. Yeah.
We ought to do that then. Get the jigsaw out. Try carving it with a.
So we've got to carve it with. You must carve a pumpkin and only use
tools.
Yeah, only
fastening screws. So you could have ears made out of bolts or anything like that.
Okay. All right, I'll get.
I think that's a good task for all of us, isn't it?
That is a task. That is a task for everybody. It's only a week away, isn't it? 2 weeks away.
Is it? End of, what is it, 31st?
Where are we? It's the 12th. It's the 12th today.
I don't know what the date is. I don't know what Halloween date is.
We've got back 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks. Right. I will endeavour to try and fit that in to do that. I'll see if I can do that somewhere.
Well, just leads me into another point I was going to make. We've got all these photos coming through of other people's sheds. I think we'll do that definitely next week. So your sheds you sent in and your workshops, etc. We're going to do it on a reel next week. Be on my channel next week. So if the following week we want to start doing pumpkins and send them in, we can show them on here.
I did a power tool pumpkin video last year. So
there you go.
There you go. So I'll use my recip saw then.
I'll use my breaker.
Might be a bit too powerful. You can use your bloody breaker.
I want to get the most out of it for 20 quid.
Smashed up.
Let me show you something.
Carve a pumpkin with a breaker. Well, no, maybe I could try that. That would get. In fact, that's a really odd video, isn't it? So I'll get the breaker out and I'll have a go at carving it with a breaker because it's just the most. It's just not we're talking about the right tools for the right jobs. That is not the right tool. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but I will do that.
Circular hole cutter. The eyes.
Yeah.
And all that sort of thing. Yeah.
You get a hole saw.
Use your imagination.
Hole saw.
Talking about jigsaws and tools and the like. I'm into Parkside, yeah?
Yeah.
I think you, yeah.
No, I don't think
I was at the car boot sale.
Didn't know that.
Didn't you? I was surprised to everybody.
No, it's a surprise.
I was down it, and I thought I went to the car boot sale. I thought I've got to get this. I'm never going to use it, but the vintage Parkside.
There you go. Oh my word! Look, Parkside versus DeWalt. I think you got to do it with Parkside, and I got to do it with DeWalt.
That is about, I don't know how old it is, but it's the old version of a jigsaw. It's probably about 10 years old, so it's a vintage.
Is it a classic? Is it
a classic?
Classic. So it might be worth a lot of money.
£3 whole pounds.
Is that how much you paid for it? Well, the classics don't age and get more valuable then in Parkside, do they?
Obviously not. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to stow it away somewhere and bring it out in another 20 years. Well, everyone brings the old vintage tools out. They thought I'd get a Parkside. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
Parkside
versus DeWalt, Ian has said. Yeah. Show, what's he saying? Ian is saying there again. Show a short video on your channels before the 26th, demonstrating how you carved your pumpkin, but not to reveal the full picture. Oh, all right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we do the
That's
reveal
good idea.
here on the live stream. The nearest Tuesday after the live stream. Yeah. The Tuesday after, the nearest live stream Tuesday, shall I say, after Halloween. After that. Yeah, okay.
Have you said it, what date have we said then?
Well, it's the 31st, isn't it? Isn't it? When is it?
Yeah.
When is it?
So if we do it the week before, and the clock, Adam says the clocks
So
go
it's
back.
Tuesday. Oh, it's actually on Tuesday. Halloween is on. Oh yeah, Tuesday. So we are on Thursday the 2nd. So yeah, 2 days afterwards. Yeah, 2 days afterwards. All right.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, let's do it. All right.
And did I mention? Yeah, Shed Goat. We'll start that again next week. Yeah. So we'll start that up and running again. There's a trophy. Current winner is Ian, of course. We have to refer to him now as the Shed Goat.
Shed Goat.
Shed Goat. Right. Any other comments on here? Oh, what's this one? There we go. Yeah, Reggie says just like a Scout Crafter challenge. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We'll set it up as a challenge. So
yeah, please join in with us on this. If Rob and I are going to be doing it, and maybe you can. We're going to have obviously pictures. So you've been able to send in your pictures to Rob via the email. So please send in any pictures that you've got.
Yeah. To weekendshedhead@yahoo.com. If you're not sent them in already, pumpkins, workshops, sheds, man caves, pub sheds, whatever, and we'll do a reel next week. Alicio mentioned Happy Children's Day to everybody. Didn't know there was such a thing. Apparently it's Happy Children's Day.
Is that in Brazil or is that global?
Don't know.
Happy Children's Day.
Don't know.
Really nice. Yeah.
Well, you got it? You got comments coming. Can you show on the screen?
So yeah, there it is. There's Happy Children's Day. Anyone know what Children's Day is? Happy Children's Day to everyone. There we go. Not sure, but
yeah, Jim Rickett says I only use multimeters for continuity. Yeah, great for that. So I was just trying to find out where cables were going to, and I found it out quite easy. I had to extend the cables a bit to go from the switch up to the light. But even if you're using it every so often, it's easy just to grab a multimeter without having to fiddle around and get the settings right and everything else. So yeah, I think they're a great bit of kit. And say Reggie did a review on it as well.
Adam has put there. What's the top tip? What top tip of what?
Top tip. What should we have? A top tip. So it was top tip. Did you mention something about doing a segment where I was going to do a top tip?
It was topic of the week.
Topic of the week. Because then we got all chocolate bar suggestions.
Yeah, we did. Didn't we? Topic of the week. Yes, we did. For those that are old enough, topic you can still buy them. I think, can't you? I think you can still buy them. Yeah, topic of the week. What is that? What you're going on about, Adam? Top tip or top topic of the week?
Have you got any top tips?
Well, I have, because I've sort of, since I came, going on holiday is brilliant. So my topic of the week, I'm going that way. I never get the camera; it's opposites.
Right?
Anyway, yeah. When you go on holiday, it's amazing, but when you come back, it's like, oh, I've got so much to catch up with.
Yeah.
And getting your head back. And what's your top tip? What's the top tip? That would be a top tip. It was like I didn't think. I did my best not to think about work or life or home or anything. But when you get back, all of a sudden your inbox, your in tray, whether it's a physical in tray or whether
you don't walk to it, you run into it, don't you?
You boom, and it's like, and then a day after your holiday, it's just as if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You've got so much. Well, I did. I had a really big job that I had to finish, which you guys will see the video of in the not too distant future. But I did it was hard. It was a. So what is that? The topic of the week? If that's not really a topic, is it? But when you come back from holiday, can you cut off? And
how do you cut off?
And then ease back in, or do you not? Or do you just feel that it's just like straight back into work, straight back into life? Do you come down with a bang and it's
Yeah, mine's slightly different to that because obviously my work doesn't stop. There's still everything's going on still while I'm away, and I do delegate and pass on quite a bit of stuff that
Yeah.
can be on while I'm away. And the strange thing is, and some people can't understand it, for me, it makes me feel better, and it has for years, is answering certain calls while I'm away. And something you might think that's quite strange. Why can't you just shut off? I'm more relaxed if I can answer the odd 1 or 2 calls work related while I'm away. 1 or 2 emails. I don't go full on, and it won't disrupt the holiday, but I feel better if I can do that. Certain ones.
Staying on top of things.
Staying on top of things. I hate surprises.
Yeah.
And I'd rather come back and have a rough idea what I'm letting myself in for. And I don't think in my current, what I do now, I couldn't just shut off and turn my phone off. It would just be, I'd be biting my nails, and I couldn't cope with it and just sit back and read a book. I still relax, and I feel better at the end of it as well. But for me, that's how I cope.
Because sometimes, certainly when I've been away for short breaks, obviously I sense in essence carry on. One of the places I advertise is through Facebook. I use Facebook as advertising through Marketplace, and I put paid adverts into Facebook. But intentionally, I didn't while I went on this holiday because it was a much bigger holiday, and I wanted to be no connectivity. I didn't have any Wi-Fi or anything. So I didn't have any ability to actually connect with anything. But when I sometimes go away on shorter weekends and I've got adverts out, then I am still replying because I can't not reply. I feel like you've got to. So I suppose I'm sort of a halfway house with what you're talking about. That if I'm away for something shorter, then often I'm still keeping it going and just ticking along. I'll get back to you next week. Yes, thanks for replying.
And sometimes that's all it takes. All it takes is just that. If you know that something's going, a project's going on, or something's happening in the background, and there's a bit of an update, and it takes literally a few second call or just to put something right. I just feel better. I just feel better doing that. Just going off piste a little bit. What did Frank mention there? He went to a Dolly Parton tribute band. Dolly Parton tribute.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that back up here. I saw that.
Oh, it's my multimeter's beeping. Multimeter. Dolly Parton tribute band. It was great entertainment for my local pub, and it was free. Great. Frank, Dolly Parton made a real comeback when she was at Glastonbury, didn't she?
There it is. Random subject, tribute bands. I see Dolly Parton the other day, surprisingly good. There we go. Dolly Parton tribute. I can't say, well, I'm sure there are tributes for every artist out there. Most big artists, there'll be a tribute for them in some way.
Best one I saw was Ghost Town, the Specials tribute band. It was in fact many years ago, but they were absolutely superb. Really small venue as well, where you can really get stuck in a bit of
tribute bands. I've seen the Bootleg Beatles. Incredible, absolutely incredible, and it gave me a sense of what it may be, just a tiny sense of what it maybe was like.
Yeah,
with them, I was just blown away by them. It was
they were that good.
It was that good, but they go through the years, through the through the albums, and then the changes. So it starts.
Did you ever go to tribute? Did you ever go to tribute bands yourself, or did you?
Did I ever? Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't. Yes, I did for a period. I was in with a good mate of mine my best mate. He's now passed away. Sadly, he died at the age of 47 for cancer. So really young. No. So, but we together used to do a Blues Brothers tribute, and we would do it when I was working as a musician, and that was one of the things we did in tribute. But it was before really tributes were the big deal they are now. I mean, now the bands are almost as big as the original. You know, they're touring all over the world. Whereas back when we were doing it, there wasn't that many tribute apart from the Bootleg Beatles, and I've also seen Bjorn Again, the ABBA tribute, Bjorn Again.
Oh, right, yeah.
But that's because I've worked with them, so I worked with Bjorn Again, so that's why I saw them. But we used to do, and as a duo, we'd do it with backing tracks, or we'd do it as a full band, and then we do the whole thing, and then I'd either sometimes play guitar and be in the band, be Steve Cropper on guitar, or I would, or we'd have one of my other guitarists would play, and I would then go up front and do the. So we had another person to come in, do the tribute,
I would imagine that a tribute band draws a lot more attention, but you have to be good.
But you have to be good. It's seriously good fun. Yes, it's a strange thing, but yeah.
Rather than doing cover songs. So
I also played for about 9 months. When I was doing session work, I played for an ABBA tribute band who were doing theatre tours. So they were touring the UK in theatres. Strangest world to actually step in and be Bjorn on guitar and play. So I played all the songs, learned, and these ABBA fans are fanatical at coming and all dressed up.
I can imagine,
totally dressed up. And at the end of the show, I had to sign the autograph as Bjorn.
No, really?
Yeah, weird.
That's one step beyond, isn't it? That's
weird.
Really...
I mean, we had all the costumes. I had all the wigs.
Yeah.
We had the 70s, all the white stuff. I didn't look like me because I was in costume and a big wig. So yeah, mad. But
it is,
strange
world, crazy,
strange world. But great
it
fun,
is,
great
it is.
Fun.
It is. And I think these tribute ones have been popping up more and more. I think there's one down the road from us, a Beatles one. I can't remember what they're called now. A local one I think it's this weekend. Someone was telling me about it. But I think live bands are becoming more popular anyway, aren't these? Beer gardens and...
live music is big. I saw some amazing music while I was on holiday on the ship. Some phenomenal musicians.
Was it varied as well then? So every night there's something new?
Yeah, and you can go to whatever style you can go. If you want to go and listen to comedians, you can go and do that. If you want to listen to, you want to, the ship I'm in, Gary Barlow, Take That, is in charge of one of the venues. So he does come on sometimes. Apparently, he wasn't on this cruise, but the musicians are top rate. At the end of the cruise, I just went up to say, I'd been in there a few times. I went up then to just thank them for their work. It was absolutely brilliant listening to them just play all sorts of amazing music. And they just did it in the way they did it. Talking to the bass player, he was chatting. He said, "Where are you from?" Blah, blah, blah. We both know. He roomed with a pianist, a keyboard player that I used to be in a band with.
Wow. Small world or small ocean. World.
I was like,
it's incredible, isn't it?
Wow. I was like, so we connected up. He Facebook messaged me and said, next time I'm down in Dorset, he said, well, we'll meet in the coffee in Blandford. We'll meet in the square. He said, I know exactly where we'll meet. Yes. He says, I do come down. He says, next time I'm back. Brilliant bass player. Brilliant. I've never met him. But it's strange how...
You bump into these people in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, his name was Candido, bass player, and he was stunning. The guys were stunning, and all the musicians were stunning. And then they have there's loads of people. There's all sorts of different styles of music, so and different shows and different artists. So amazing.
And food, and was it an all-inclusive thing? Was it?
Yeah, totally all-inclusive. Totally all-inclusive.
Was it
more food
caliber of food good?
More
than you can possibly eat,
more than you can possibly eat. So you just and you get, after a couple of days, you then level out and go, well, I can't eat. You start to get back to normals. Of
course,
maybe a bit above normals, because I don't eat 3 meals a day, but on a cruise ship you sort of do.
Well, who does?
And late night ice cream parlours and snacks. But but we also went in a lot of the special. Dawn and I like to go in all the specialty restaurants, so the ones you pay a little bit extra for. So you can go on a ship like that and just not pay anything for. And have all the the standard fare, which is still really nice and really good. But we like to just go in and pay a little bit of a supplement and go in all the even more elevated. But that's just Dawn and I. We just like to do that.
What I tend to do, go all inclusive, and I'm a sucker for it. I'll have a meal, and I never really have a dessert. I might have a chocolate bar or something occasionally, but probably more than occasionally. But but what I do, especially in Spain or the Canary Islands or places like that, is the cream cakes, which I never have at home. And cream is just not good for me. Sits on me, it's just not good. But I still do it for the first 2 days.
You still try it because you like the taste of it, but actually it doesn't go with
it's
you.
It's so nice, though. It's just so nice. And then I go, right, that's it, no more. And I have to walk past it every single evening, getting your food. Cream cakes, no, can't have them. I have some mixed fruit and, and a few biscuits. Yeah, but I think sometimes, is that true what they say, that if you like something a lot, like a real, like cream, I love cream, that's generally bad for you? Is this any sense in that?
I like coffee a lot, but now I've had to go decaf pretty much all the time because I used to drink coffee. Probably maybe some of you will know what I'm talking about. So I used to drink up until about four years ago. I could have coffee all day long, even at night, go straight to sleep. Now I can't. I've had to go decaf because it's like I feel like my heart's going to come out of my chest.
Really?
Like, and I thought, why has that changed? Why has that changed when I was never affected by caffeine in that way, and now I am? So I love coffee, but I've had to limit because I like a really strong espresso. Love that.
Same as I am.
Really. It's just nice, but I can't have it. I can't touch it. Can't touch it. And it's like,
I think there must be some sense in that because cream never used to bother me, and then I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, probably a bit less. It's just really just can't cope with it. You just be getting older, and you just become
Adam.
I suppose I've had too many cream cakes all my life. That's what it is, really.
I just put yes. Adam, I like bread that makes me fat.
Yeah, true. Carb, worst one. The older you get, you just can't burn them off. Pasta, bread.
Yeah.
Oh, crisps.
Ian there. Mince pies. Well, you're coming to a bad season. As soon as the good quality, which supermarket? Because I'm always torn on this. Sometimes I get the Asda ones. I think, oh, they're nice. Then I get the Tesco ones. I go, oh yeah, they're nice as well. Or no, I think I prefer those ones. Which one do you go for?
I heard the finest ones at Lidl or Aldi.
Lidl or Aldi? Of course you do. I knew where you were going to go.
The finest, though. The finest. I'll get that contract one day with Arnie.
Absolutely, Bob. Actually, their bakery, Lidl's and Lidl's bakery, absolutely.
Oh
stunning.
That's bad for me as well. All the stuff in there. I'd tell you what I do have. I probably mentioned it before. Is low GI bread. Low GI. Do you ever had that?
Low GI? No.
Low GI, and I don't know what it stands for, but I think it's like a slow release carb. So you have it, and it doesn't, like what Adam was saying, it makes me feel fat or whatever it was, or bloated. I think it's slow release. I think so. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that low GI bread from Lidl is it's fantastic. Nice crust, soft in the middle, beautiful.
Well, we're coming to that time of year, aren't we? When we're going to eat more, overindulge. We got it's coming up to what we call what Americans call the holiday season, isn't it? So we got that run through now with lots of festivals. You got Halloween. You got our neighbour is American, or Sue. She's a lovely girl, really lovely girl.
Yeah.
And she hasn't lived here that long with us, but we've really warmed, and she's warmed to us, and we're really getting on like a house on fire. It's good. So we're having a Thanksgiving dinner, which is the end of November, because the Americans celebrate Thanksgiving, don't they? So she's inviting us all round, which will be amazing. So we're going to go round. So I've never ever been at my young age. I've never been to a Thanksgiving evening, a dinner.
Is it pretty much the same as Christmas Day dinner, as we would say?
Possibly. But I'll
turkey and just overindulged with.
I think it's got to be similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're going around for a Thanksgiving. She's planning that for quite a few of us as the neighbours. We're going to go around another Thanksgiving. So there's all this overindulging, isn't there? All this, lots more. It's
well, you'll burn it off, won't you? You'll burn it off because if you're out every day in that cold.
Well, I try to. Yeah.
You'll be out a majority of the time, hopefully burning it off. So if you have I think the secret is having a good breakfast, isn't it? Which I'm no good at. I don't think about eating when I wake up. I think about eating at night and then overindulging at night, which is the worst thing you can do.
Oh, it is.
I know that. But do you have a good breakfast? Do you get a good hearty breakfast in you in the morning?
Terrible at not having I did on the ship, but I'm not. For some reason, again, for the last maybe 6 or 7 years, I struggled to eat. I used to be able to get up in the morning and just eat.
Yeah.
Now I can't. I've got to be awake. So because I go out so early in the morning, I'm not thinking at, my alarm goes off at 6 o'clock, and now we're into the dark mornings. I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock in the dark and eating. I just have no desire to touch anything. I'll grab a coffee or a drink just to get me going. I can't really eat until mid-morning when I start to think, I might eat. But then I'm in the wrong place. So it's either something that's actually not that healthy for me, or I just go right through till lunch.
Oh, you're going to buy something from Greg's or whatever, something like that.
A pan of chocolat or a pan of raisin, or
the
things we all do, or a chocolate twist. I'm a bit partial to a chocolate twist.
Yeah. They do them a little as well. Sure they do. Or pan au chocolat. I'll tell you one thing that if I get up early, if I've got a visit, which is probably 8 in the morning, I set off, instead of staying over the night before, sometimes I'll travel early in the morning. I like doing this, actually, setting off at 3 in the morning to get there rather than staying over the night before, because the traffic's so easy. No one on the roads, probably if I'm going up to, I don't know, Manchester or London or whatever. And what I do is I treat myself when I get there. So I get there, McDonald's breakfast. I mean, I shouldn't. There's so much. You can even taste the badness in there, the oils.
Oh, no, you can. Yeah, I mean,
when you've been traveling for 3 or 4 hours or whatever, and you get there, and it's just a nice treat to have a breakfast.
Yeah, it is. Well, Andy and
but if you see the prices of McDonald's now, it's gone through the roof.
Yeah, I know. Because Andy and I mean, some people absolutely hate them, and I'm indifferent to McDonald's. I must admit, I'm indifferent. But I don't mind eating them, but I don't eat them a lot. But while we were working, if we were on a long job, Andy and I, we have what we call McDonald's Fridays.
Oh yeah.
So we just go and we just disappear off the job and go and sit there for an hour. And it actually gets us out. And we just go for McDonald's Friday. We call it McDonald's Fridays. So
you don't have a fish and chips Friday.
Don't shoot me for it.
No, you don't have fish.
No, that's takeaway. Me and my wife are often down the pub on a Friday night.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Soak it up. You've got to soak the food up somehow.
We do like to partake down our local on a fairly regular basis. But
full enough tonight, our kitchen is in bits, which you know. So we've ordered a pizza, and it had just arrived before I came on here. So it'll be inside now.
Amazing.
So I've got that to look forward to. We treated ourselves.
Is it a Domino's or is it?
No, it's our local one, and we've used them for
much better,
20 years, and they've always been there. It's one of those takeaways that does everything, that does absolutely everything. Pizzas, kebabs, whatever, all junk food.
Oh, Adam, I'm just
3 cups of tea after 7.
3 cups of 7 and peeing all night.
Just
bring up some of the comments and people are putting around stuff. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, get some comments up. Yeah. I bet there's loads on it. And again, we're missing all these comments again, but you lot speak to each other, which I think is great.
They are. Which I've just been noticing that you actually have your own conversations. Me and Rob are just talking, and you lot are all ignoring me and Rob, which is brilliant. We did a stream probably about 5 weeks ago. We did a stream, and I looked at the comments afterwards. We were talking about sheds or building sheds or something, and everyone, you lot, were all talking about something else. That's brilliant. We're just waffling on. Yeah, it was obviously a subject that no one was interested in. They were talking about, I think you were talking about Vespers or Lambrettas or, I don't know, Northern Soul or something like that. I looked after it. I thought, fantastic. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Love it. Oh, and my oh, look, I've just putting this up. Hello, Uncle, all the way from Scotland. My Felix.
Oh, wow.
He's my nephew. He's in the stream. Hello, Felix.
Hello, Felix.
He's up there. He's kayaking, like, I don't know, like 100 miles or more, couple hundred. It's a crazy amount of long distance. He's kayaking and wild camping all week. So the kayak is the travel is how they're traveling. So they're kayaking every day, then set up camp, break camp, in the wild, and then kayak again. Keep going and going and going. He's doing it all
What
week,
an experience!
all the way up there.
What an
Amazing.
experience!
Absolutely amazing.
It
So
is.
hope you're safe, mate, and I will see you when you get back. In fact, some of you will have seen Felix because he has popped up on a couple of my videos helping
I thought I recognised the name. I thought I recognised the name.
He's helped me a few times. Great lad.
You talk about you talk about kayaking. When I did kayaking lessons when I was about 11 years old, I think it was, on the River Trent in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And I think Felix will know better on this. You have different star ratings. I remember it was a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Anyway, I was up to 1-star, I think it was. And then I saw an animal floating past me. I've just took a gulp of water and I never went in again. I thought I've just taken a mouthful of what animal that's just gone floating by me. And I thought, I'm never going there again. I never went to the one again.
But, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
well, look, mate, we're up to an hour.
Amazing. Yes.
Flown by as usual.
Flown by.
We came unprepared as usual, but the next week I think we're going to have a little bit more prep.
Well, we've got Shed Goat coming back, and we'll come up with some. We're going to have. I think this is just getting it back in. We certainly, Rob and I needed to feel our way back in. I did anyway. Just coming back. It's just nice. It's just been a pleasure to spend an evening with you guys, and I know you guys, which is brilliant. Which is what we talk about, is creating the community. So it's great that you guys are talking, and maybe somewhere down the line we would actually physically have a meetup somewhere. Don't know when, don't know where. Maybe sometime next year. Maybe that's something Rob and I have talked about it. That maybe we could actually have a. Where we have somewhere that's central, because I'm obviously right down in the south, so I'd have to come north somewhere. Rob is up in the north. I say the north,
Midlands-ish.
Midlands.
So meeting somewhere.
So
I think it'd be good at an event. I think if we could, it'd be good to do that. I know that Frank goes. Is that Maker Central? It's a place just for makers, people that build stuff. Maybe we meet up there. And anyway, we can talk about that later. But one thing we need to do. One thing we need to do is have is it called an administrator, somebody that can put the questions up on the screen.
Well, we're thinking about that, and that was something we briefly touched on before I went on holiday.
It makes life
I've noticed this is something I've noticed, so we're going to have to work that out, is getting somebody that does it in the background, because I've noticed with some of the other live streams that myself and my wife watch, people are in the background doing all this stuff. So you're able to much more.
We can see what comes up.
Yeah, our attention is caught between paying attention to what Rob is speaking. If Rob is talking, I'm trying to stay in the thread of the conversation, but also follow you.
Yeah, and I'm looking through questions on my phone.
And so we're constantly trying to multitask, which I would imagine, Rob, like me, it's not my best skill set.
No, it's not mine. When you said attention, I thought you was going to say we've got the attention span of a gnat. Well, you're not too far off the truth there, I think.
Probably.
I think we'll do that next. One thing I want to do as well, I mentioned it before, and I don't mind saying it now anyway. One thing I want to do is get hold of some, I don't know, whatever company it will be, and say, we're doing this thing called Shed Goat. Can you give us some freebies? We'll mention your name, blah, blah, blah. I think that's probably a good idea. And then we can put freebies out, pass freebies on to you guys. So I'm going to look into that a little bit, see if it's possible. They might just look at us and go, nah, you're not big enough. But anyway, you give it a try. So if you give us a thumbs up, really helps the channel, helps us out massively.
Thumbs up. And do that. And share it if you can. Just share it on your social media. Tell people, because who knows? And we just want to grow this community and see where it goes, really. So it's brilliant.
Well said. Are you signing off first?
I'm signing off. So from me, Mark, at the Small Workshop Adventures, take care, everybody. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for coming on again. You lot of mint. Take care. Cheers.